And we're live. Welcome to Simon's living room, Simonの茶の間show. And I'm back in my living room, all the way from Fukui Prefectural Museum. And joining me this week on the show is my good friend, all the way from very early in the morning in Michigan. It's Ty Nakamura. Hello, Ty.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, Simon?
I'm just about to crack a beer. I mean, I've polished off all my wine. That's why. I'm reduced to beer.
I'm just drinking tea, morning time.
Yes, I mean I suppose it's slightly early for. I don't drink beer in the morning. It's lunchtime here, so I mean it's permitted.
Yeah.
So. What are you up to these days? I haven't seen you for a while, have I? I mean, I think it's one of the first times I've seen you for about a year, I would say.
Yeah. Just been busy with work, playing music with the band, and
that's the going through sort of doing my research. I came across two band names. I'm not quite sure. It's is it the Raspakalok? I can't say it. Say it. You tell me.
Raspakalolo.
Raspakalolo. That's the band.
Yes.
Because there was something stupid or something. I can't remember what.
Slightly Stupid is a reggae band that I follow.
Right. That's not your band. No. So Raspakalok. That band. You're in, so that's still going. That's good. Yeah, we'll get onto that later.
Yeah,
but let's jump into the questions, because you're a musician and you've been playing guitar since, looking at the pictures, since you sort of were old enough to pick one up. So how old were you when you actually started playing music?
Oh wow! All right, so. Growing up in my house, we've had guitars in every room in my house almost. Like my dad had guitars everywhere. Hey mom, how you doing? She just popped in the chat. But yeah, my dad would have guitars around the house, and we would pick them up and act like we were playing along with my dad. We'd strum along and we'd sing like songs along with them, and not actually know how to play. We were just doing it out of the fun of it. And then, that would help learn the strumming patterns, and I'd watch his fingers and his chord shapes, and it benefited me today. But I didn't actually get started playing seriously in guitar till I was about maybe 13.
Oh, right.
And that was when me and my best friend Brad Fielder, which is one of the founding members of Raspakalolo, my band, and my brother Miles is also. The three main members is me, my brother, and my best friend Brad. And me and Brad, though, in 7th grade, it was 8th grade, we played in a talent show. And then after hearing the eruption of the crowd scream for you and cheer, like it's like a rush that you tend to want more and more of as you go.
I'm just waiting for my audience to cheer, so to encourage to get my rush, but I can't hear them. You have to sort of like do clap emojis or something, audience.
Clap emojis. Yeah, so I'd say I've been playing seriously since I've been about 13. I'm 36, 35 now.
Oh, so quite a long time then. Yeah. I mean, going back to about your dad there, so. You didn't learn from your dad then. You learned separately then.
No, I did learn from my dad. My dad taught me.
Oh, right.
He taught me my first bit of chords and stuff. And before Google and internet and stuff like that, we'd have music books. And my dad would help us learn from the music books, or we'd listen to songs over and over and over and listen to key parts, and we'd mess around on the chord and the scales and find out where the song is, and then we just kind of like learn it by ear, more or less.
No, that's a good way to do it. I mean, that's basically how I learned how to play the drums, which I don't play anymore. But yeah, kind of like I was kind of forced to learn very quickly.
What year did you play drums?
1985 to about 1986. That was about it.
Oh, see, 86, I would have been 3 years old.
Oh, you didn't miss much. Me playing the drums.
Yeah.
So, what was the first? I mean, you learned with your dad playing guitar, and listening to these things. Did you have a particular band that you liked at the time when you were 13 and you started seriously sort of, was there a band that influenced you, and you formed Raspakalolo, but what were your influences? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, well, when I first started playing music, me and Brad were really interested in Green Day and Nirvana, and that was like the first bands I started learning and playing music for.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't what inspired me to play the kind of music we play, because Raspakalolo is actually like a reggae, rock, funk, alternative band.
Mm.
We play more like a Sublime style, or I don't know. You ever heard the band Cake?
No, I haven't. No. This would be a good moment to call up some music, which I've neglected to do. So, I mean, do you have anything on your computer that you could call up for us?
Oh man, let's see here.
Just to get a taste of Raspakalolo. I'm never sure whether I'm saying that right, and after a beer, I could be saying it completely wrong.
Here, I'm gonna pull up SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud and you look up Raspakalolo, one of my friends downloaded a bunch of our songs.
Just talk amongst yourselves, audience, while we're doing this. So while you're doing that, I mean, basically, the first band you played in was the band you formed yourself, was Raspakalolo.
Pretty much. I mean, I played in other groups with friends, but Raspakalolo, that band, we would play 3-4 times a week. Sometimes twice in one night. We'd go from one bar right to another bar.
At 13, good grief.
And I was only like 16, 17. I wasn't even supposed to be in bars that late at that time. Let's see here. All right. Raspakalolo. All right. I don't know how do I share this.
The easiest way is just to turn your speakers up, basically.
Oh, all right. This song's called Sounds. It's like one of the first songs my band wrote. It's real simple. We did these recordings in a basement.
Right. Now I see what you mean now about the reggae funk kind of sound.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound at all like Green Day or Nirvana.
No. But see, learning those songs, cover songs of other bands, it really helps you learn the techniques and the stuff that helps you grow as a musician. So it was good learning. I'd still love playing rock, and I played actually last year. We did a Nirvana cover show with me and my buddy Brad, and couple of his friends, Will and Nick, and we did a whole night of Nirvana songs, like from almost every album. And yeah, that was great. That was because Kurt Cobain's birthday is around the same birthday as mine, February 20th.
Yeah.
So we celebrated my birthday and played the cover show, and it was a good old time. It was me and Brad haven't played Nirvana songs in a long time, and we just got them freshened up and played them.
And did you get a good reception?
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, it turned out really good. A lot of people showed up.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just said there you covered stuff, but I mean, but Raspak, your band, so you do your own material. But when did you start? When did you start writing your own stuff? Quite early on.
Yeah. About, I'd say when I was 15 or 16, we started putting songs together, which was, you know.
So this has now become quite a significant part of your life. You know,
music's always been a big part of my life growing up. Like, it's just, love it.
So how much time would you say, like you were saying, you were going from one gig to another and practicing 3 times a week back then, but now how much time is taken up with composing and playing music?
Well, once a week the band will get together and we play from like 6 o'clock in the afternoon till maybe midnight. So we'll have like a 6-hour practice with, multiple breaks.
6 hours? Great.
Well, it's like the guys getting together and having a night out too.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a social thing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I'm just going to transfer to, because I mean, people are possibly wondering sort of where you are. You appear to be just in a room, but I have a little picture here, a little thing going on. If I can get it to start playing, playlist.
I live real close to this area.
Yes, because I know there's some photographs you took, like shots of the sunsets or sunrises from here. Somebody decided to film it. This is Flint in Michigan. This is where you're from.
Yeah. Look at that. That's cool. Yep. And the University of Michigan right over there on the left and the right too there. But yeah, that's downtown Flint right there. Good old downtown Flint.
So my next question would be what's the music scene like there? I mean, you said you went from bar to bar, so it seems quite active, quite a sort of.
That building that just passed, the Capitol building, used to be really famous for national bands coming and playing. But the local music scene's amazing. Just some of the greatest people in there, play in this area. All super talented too. Just super talented musicians.
So this is a bit of a cheeky question. It's just one I've thought up now. What's the ranking of Raspakalolo in Michigan?
Ranking.
Yes, I mean, in my hometown in England, there used to be just a local, like, cheap advertising paper, and there was a guy that did a reviews of the local bands, and so sort of like what ones that were sort of getting sort of quite good would obviously get more noticed. Do you get quite noticed? Have you been noticed in Michigan?
Yeah. That's funny. There's been times when we used to play more seriously out in the bars, and around like 2001 to 2008, we're jamming pretty hard downtown Flint, and we had TV commercials and
seriously,
wow. We played a house gig at a bowling alley every Friday, and we did downtown Flint. We played the 4th of July parties, and that. They have awesome parties downtown Flint, right near the Flint River, like jazz weeks and stuff like that. And you go down there, and we played the 4th of July, the first annual 4th of July, like bash of some sort. I forget what they call it, back to some kind of break bash or something. But Comcast, which is like a local TV station, was there, and they recorded us and interviewed us afterwards. And
oh, neat.
I don't know how I could rank us on a scale.
I mean,
we're pretty well
known. You know, and if you walk down the street, they go, "Hey, look, there's."
We're pretty well known, especially back in the day. I mean, it's been a while since Raspakalolo's been downtown playing. I would say we haven't been playing out in bars for a good 5 years, at least.
Everybody's wondering where you are.
We've played a wedding and a car show within like the last year.
Oh, right.
That's about it. We haven't been playing too hard. We're kind of trying to just get material back together. We had a drummer my best friend Brad, he moved out to Minnesota to do some a new job. So we've had like 10 rotating members in the Ross Pacololo, with me and my brother as the
core, yeah.
The core, you know. My brother plays bass and I play guitar and sing. And my best friend Brad, he also plays guitar and drums, and he can play bass. My best friend Brad,
you only need 3 people to do, you know.
Yeah, we keep it pretty held down, and I can play the bass and a little bit of drums. But
so within your hometown, you're sort of you're relatively sort of known, and you play kind of reggae, funk, pop, rock kind of stuff. But I mean, in the years that I've known you, I mean, you've become known amongst the YouTube community, the YouTube Jvlog community, and we'll get on to how you got into that, for producing kind of more kind of chill hip hop electronic music. So do you still, I mean, do you do both? Is the one completely separate from the other? I mean, when you're doing stuff for Ross Pacololo, that's that kind of pop, rock, reggae, funk.
you know, I like to use the digital music platform or digital audio workshops to kind of give me ideas to write our original songs in Ross Pacololo. So I'll hear something that I'm doing, and I'm like, oh man, that might be cool for one of our songs. So
Tomo-san is asking, what's your favorite band?
My favorite band would have to be Sublime, and they're a SoulCal band from like Southern California, and they play reggae, in which it like really inspired me to play the music that I play now. It's Sublime. Probably, yeah, 100%.
Oh, I'll have to Google those. Can't say I've heard of them. I mean, but generally not the kind of person who listens to pop music. I mean, I have classical radio on in my kitchen.
I actually think you'd enjoy Sublime, so if you get a chance, check it out. It's a groove. It's a good rock reggae.
Robert's asking, you were making music for a game. How did that go?
I had a music put in a demo of a game, but never actually went through with putting it in a full-on game.
So Ross Pacololo has been on TV. It's been used in an advert. It's been and your digital music has been used by YouTubers. So my question would be sort of how did you get into producing music for YouTube? How did you get into YouTubers? That doesn't sound right. You know what I mean. How did that all happen with the Jvlog scene?
Okay, so I remember scrolling through YouTube, and I think it was "Give Me a Break, Man." I came across "Give Me a Break, Man," which led me to Hiko Simon show. Which watching the Hiko Simon show, which led to me like meeting you and Robert and Kaz and like a whole bunch of other people, Zach and people from Japan from Hiko Simon show in the chats. And then I remember watching a Hanami video, and Hiko was talking about making music for that. And then one day he did some music on a Korg or something like that.
Oh yeah, sort of like little his machine thing.
I was like, oh, that looks fun. And I was like, I got a computer. I can do some digital music too, So I just started doing it. And then I sent a track to Hiko, and then he goes like, hey, do you want to be part of this world collaborative group called Tokyo Digital Crew, where you can share your music royalty free? I was like, okay, sure, why not? I just enjoy making music. So if more people are hearing it, I'm all for it.
So I noticed you're if people who have heard of Shivers in Japan. She's a British woman living in Japan and works in an animation studio in Tokyo, but has a YouTube channel. And Ty produced her background music for the channel. How did that come about?
The background track for her series where she goes find a shrine.
That's right. Yeah.
Didn't even. I was just making songs, and I made a track for her called "Shivers Is Your Master."
Okay.
And Fishnet, another one called Fishnet Stalker. And we had a couple dance battles and stuff, or one dance battle where I was dressed up in like a...
Not in fishnets, no.
No, not a fishnet. No, that'd be hilarious. But
you didn't have a tail. You didn't have a tail like her, did you?
No, I was dressed up in a dinosaur outfit, so I had a tail.
Okay.
So I was wiggling it, and that's kind of like one of those things.
Yes. After a few beers or whatever.
Actually sent it to her as a joke, and then she was like, "Hey, let me use this video." I was like, "All right, sure, why not?" But she just used one of the songs, and then asked me if she could use it for her channel, and I was like, "Sure." And cool. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and that sort of started the connection.
Yeah, Zach Phoenix 787 was actually the first person to start really use my music in his videos. And thanks to him, I've had over him and Shivers. I probably got 168 videos on YouTube that have my music in it. Since I last checked, I got to do a search and see if there's any other people using it than the people I know use my music. But
so. I mean, going back to Zach for a minute, he has I quite like his intro music. Did you do that?
No, that's Hiko Simon's music.
Ah, right.
Yeah. His beginning intro track, right?
Yeah.
I like that track too.
Yeah,
it's got that nice bouncy feel. It's all happy. Yeah, that's sweet.
I've got Japan going on in the background here because of the Jvlog connection. But was it because of that connection, sort of through Hiko and through Shivers and producing that led you to go to Japan, or are there other reasons as well?
Yeah, I'm all right. So my ethnic background is Japanese, Hawaiian, and Filipino, and my mom is like English and Finnish and Dutch, and some other European. So I'm like a mutt, but like.
Okay.
I'm a mix of like all these races. But yeah, I've just been interested because it's just part of my ethnic background. And then I watched a lot. I like watching anime, like watching Naruto and Bleach. Those were like the first animes I watched growing up. And
I mean, when did you actually first go to Japan? Then was that trip that you went when you went to the YouTube Army? Was that your first time?
Yeah, actually, 2017 was the first time I ever went to another country, ever went to a big city, ever rode on a train.
Wow!
And I went there all by myself. It was pretty cool. It was great, and I got to meet a bunch of people and go to a bunch of bars and.
Tomo-san is asking, do you go to Hanami? You're not going to be able to go this year, are you? No,
not this year. No. Hopefully next year. I'm gonna try really, really hard next year. I just thought music or all the jobs were gonna fall into place for me, so I was gonna have, but a couple things fell through.
Bushido Devil Dog's in the comments, and he says he's used some of your tunes in several of his videos as well.
Yeah. I appreciate it. That's awesome. And it's the greatest feeling when you get to watch and see how people use your music in videos and how they edit stuff. And that's kind of gives you better ideas once you watch the videos, But yeah.
You went to Japan, and how let's just go on sidetrack here a little bit, and because obviously discovered us, the three old dudes, and so on. Is that where you came into contact with Kei-san? Is that Kei-san death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually saw Kei-san's videos before meeting you guys, but I didn't know you. I actually got to meet her in like the group hangouts and stuff, which is really cool. When we do the private hangouts after show parties, after watching Hiko Simon's show or something, we'd all pop in there. And yeah, that was the first time I got to meet Kei-san. But I followed her for a little bit and saw her videos and super impressed with her musicianship.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you, I don't know who else is in. Is there anybody else in the comments who we've actually met her in person, haven't we? Sort of each of us.
Yeah.
Not simultaneously, but at separate times. I've met her like 3 times now that I've been. Yeah, but now she's kind of moved into the. She used to be sort of more international in the sense of like trying to appeal to a Western audience. But now she seems to have focused heavily on the Japanese audience. It seems to be paying off in terms of she's getting more popular, but at the cost, I would say, of the Western audience. So she's kind of cut herself off a little bit from us.
Yeah, when I pop into her live chats and I'll say hi, and she always makes sure to say hi to me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But there's I mean, I think the last time I saw her was 2017. I didn't see her last year, but yeah.
Yep, I got to meet up with her and Kaz, and we went and ate okonomiyaki.
Ah, delicious stuff.
Yeah, then we walked around town and went to like some stores, hung out for a couple hours. It was pretty neat. It's cool. I didn't think, man, I was expecting Kei-san to be a lot taller when I met her.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, when I first met her, we said we'd meet up at Ueno at the park there, and meet her at the station, and we were going to go to the Tokyo National Museum and the Edo Museum, and so I was there waiting, and like crowds and crowds of people were coming out. And luckily, sort of, I was sort of obvious, like this guy. So, and she came up to me, but I couldn't see her because she was like so small.
Yeah, there's a couple pictures Kaz took of us, and you can see her. She's like just barely cresting part of my shoulder, like her head's just barely reaching my shoulder.
Yeah, I think there's a picture in my advert with a view with her in Shinjuku or something, and you're towering above her.
Yep, no, that was at Shibuya.
Shibuya,
right by Hachiko Station, I believe it was. Yeah, that was the last place I stayed in Japan when I was in Japan, 2013. I stayed in a bunch of capsule hotels and stuff, and I was moving around. I wish I wouldn't have did that. It was sucked having to carry my bags from one place to another almost like every other day. Next time I go, I'm definitely just going to have one home base and stay there, All
right, yeah. This last time I mean, I did move around a lot because I had to go and visit lots of people in different places. But when I was in Tokyo, I just stayed in the one place this time, kind of, and that was good. That was handy. So let's just like mix it up a bit here. I forgot to get photos of this. Perhaps you could bring some up. But I noticed in a lot of the photographs that I was looking at when I was researching for this that you appear to be. Hey, Nico. Hey, that's a long time ago. Oh, that's all right, Nico. Yeah, that's the other person that's met up with Kei-san. That's right. He's in comments now. Yes, yeah. Nico.
He's done videos with Kei-san though, like actual collaborative videos.
That's true. Yes, dressed up. I seem to remember.
I'm jelly. I totally would have loved to do that. That would have been cool doing a video with Kei-san.
Have you been to Skytree? Tomo's asking. I've not been to Skytree.
I went and saw it from down low, but I didn't go up in the Skytree or anything though. No.
I've been in the park near to Tokyo Tower. That's the nearest I've been to to an iconic landmark. So yeah, where were we? Yeah,
was it Skytree closer to Asakusa, or what is it? Is that how you say it?
I could see it from when I was walking to the Konbini in Ginza. So I could sort of see it in the distance, sort of thing. But yeah,
I stayed in Ginza when I was in Japan, in a capsule hotel.
I stayed in Imano Tokyo Hostel. There we are. Advert for you, Imano Tokyo Hostel. It's very good. Made friends with the barmaid. So yeah, where were we? I'm distracted there. And I noticed in a lot of the photos, which I've neglected to have a background shot of, which perhaps you could bring up, you appear to be in an airsoft team. How long have you been in an airsoft team? And could you explain it for those people who may not know what that is?
All right. So airsoft, best way to explain airsoft. It's like live action role playing, military role playing. You shoot people with BBs that are like, you shoot them at 400 feet per second.
Little plastic
BBs, and they hurt. That's the thrill of wanting to not get hit by them. So it gives you that little adrenaline rush. But yeah, we just pretty much run around the forest. There's games to like capture the flag, or you got to go find a bomb and retrieve it and bring it back without getting killed.
So and then my next question was, does airsoft hurt as much as paintball? Because I've only once done paintball. I had a cousin's birthday, a nephew's birthday rather, and I wore a leather jacket under my sort of like combat outfit, and I still came out with like bruises on my ribs.
Yeah, it hurts. You get welts, but they're not as big as the welts you get from paintballs, but they're just like little BB shot, and some of them will break the skin. But it's cool.
So that's I mean, yes, but in the pictures I've seen, you're all like armored up. You've got like gloves and body armor, and naturally you have to have goggles.
Yeah,
everything. Yeah, but it looks a lot of fun. It just looks a lot of fun. I mean, are you still into it? Do you still do it?
Yeah, I've been kind of cutting back. My friends still go. There's 3 other guys from the Flint area that we go and play with a bigger team called the Hogs.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go out of state and play. And but I've been kind of laying back from going to the training events because we train like once a month.
Do you have to train? Right, you can't just sort of turn up and you have to sort of like
Yeah, they want us to do. We do. Patterns and strategic moves and learn all that kind of military movements. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, where else can you shoot your friends and then go home afterwards, have a drink,
have a beer?
Yeah, all good. Like, hey, that was fun. Shooting me in the ass earlier.
I mean, maybe leading on from that, it's quite an expensive hobby? Because I mean, looking at all the weapons and the gear and everything, it looks like you have to put quite a bit of investment into it.
Yeah, it's something you kind of build up as you go on. You'll buy just like a gun, and you go out in just regular street clothes and shoot each other in a backyard. Then you buy your camouflage and your tack vest. And it just builds up and over, but it starts to add up. Like I got one gun that's like $600. I mean, you could buy a real M4 for that price, pretty much.
That's the hope. Yeah.
I'm actually trying to sell that gun right now because I'd rather have the money than have that gun.
And Robert says they need to let the Democrats and Republicans go at each other with airsoft rifles. Just next American elections.
That would be a riot to watch.
Yeah. Now, I didn't have any pictures for the next question. I did have a picture in the advert where you're stood sort of doing your thing. But if you don't mind, what do you actually do for a living to be able to afford a $600 airsoft rifle?
Yeah, well, I kind of have a partnership with my dad and his company, but I have my own company called Tyler's Tiling, and it's like a kitchen bathroom remodeling company, and you know, my dad's taught me a lot of stuff, work ethics, and how to do skilled trade, and it's pretty much been that's how I support myself, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's mainly doing tile work and cabinets and
yes, I've seen that. I mean, on your Facebook, there's an album full of your work.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I've been working on and off with my dad since I was pretty young, so.
Oh, that's handy. I mean, my dad used to do a farm supply business, which didn't really sort of speak to me. So, I ended up, you know, the nearest I got to helping my dad was sometimes when he went around to farms to, you know, deliver stuff or pick up checks from the farmers. I would go along, which is rather nice because it was a very rural and very picturesque area. So, but that was the closest I got to actually helping my father with his work.
Oh, Bushido Devil Dog. Yes. Hogs is a Marine Corps sniper community. That the guy that started my airsoft team is actually a Marine sniper, and that's actually, and HOG stands for Hunters of Gunmen. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Or the HOG. So, yeah. Yep. That's actually what it says on our patch too.
So, are you feared amongst the airsoft community because you got a real sniper there?
Yeah, we hold it down pretty good. Our team in Michigan's pretty well known, so
cool.
we do pretty good. Yeah.
Now I'm just looking at my next questions, and you kind of answered those previously. You know, you said you've got quite a mixed background, and discovered that you did actually first visit Japan last year. I mean, had you ever thought of it? 2017, yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
God, I'm getting old. Had you ever wanted to go before? Was it something that sort of like, you know, you felt the urge to do, or like you said, it was the first time you'd flown, been to another country, been on a train, and so on. But how do you kind of got an interest to go before that?
Yeah, the food, man. I always wanted to just go eat the food there. You know? They got amazing food. Customer service is amazing too.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to tip. Here in America, we tip everyone. They just give you good service because they know it, you know?
It's I mean, there's a Japanese expression which we learned in our class, which I've forgotten what the Japanese is for, but sort of something the customer is God, basically. Something kami that I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, yes, in that sense, yes, and the food, it's amazing. Yes.
What's your favorite things about Japan when you go?
Well, apart from the food, okonomiyaki and takoyaki and sashimi, and I'm not a big fan of ramen. I mean, it's okay. It's basically like soup with noodles in it. But because I'm not a big fan of soup, but yeah, there's loads of food. The food is good, but what I like as well is the just the atmosphere, especially in the big cities, and it's all super clean. You know, I mean, I have seen, and I have been around Shibuya and seen sort of dirty bits and a bit of litter and so on, but on the whole, it's very clean and tidy. And everybody is. If you go downtown in a big city in the West, it's everybody's like just dressed like, you know, God knows what. I mean, or a whole mixture. I mean, that has an appeal of its own. But in Japan, everybody's very nicely dressed. It seems everybody's, you know, you don't feel you feel it's very relaxed as well. I mean, everybody's quiet and polite and relaxed, and you walking around feels. I mean, walking around. I love walking around Tokyo. I enjoy London, and I've been to Italy, but I'm yet to go to America. My friend in New York keeps saying, "When am I coming?" But just walking around Tokyo feels, you can feel completely at ease, which is what I enjoy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because when I was in Tokyo and I missed the last train to my hostel, and then I caught a taxi and got there, but there was a curfew, so I couldn't get into my hostel. So I walked down to the park. And I literally slept in the park with a bunch of other drunk salarymen. Like, they're just drunk. We're all drunk, just laying in the park. And then here comes like the police guys, and they just like flash their lights around a little bit, and they just walk right through. Just left us all alone. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, because it's a thing there. I mean, drunk salarymen asleep on the street. If you did that over here, you'd be arrested,
mugged.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then you see him walk down a convenience store and buy a fresh shirt and put it on, go to work.
Well, I've been to Don Quixote in Nagoya and bought fresh underpants. Hey, Mashu.
Hey, Mashu, Rena.
Weird farmers of views. Yes, you can join us and be a weird farmer. Okay.
Yeah. But what? There's something I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, what was your favorite band growing up, or favorite bands now?
Well, my favorite band when I was a teenager, when I was about 13, 14, it was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, because I got into music quite late. By that time, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones had long since disappeared. But I kind of got into that 60s stuff when I was in sort of 12, 13. And going on from the 60s stuff, I discovered around about the age of 15, 16, I discovered the Cramps. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Cramps.
Can't say I have.
No, it's like rockabilly punk.
See, I thought you liked rockabilly punk. I remember asking you before, about a year ago, when we used to hang out in the hangouts. And you showed me a band before that I was like, man, I wish I remember the name of that band.
It could have been the Cramps. I can't know. But the music I used in my advert is from a band from Seattle from the 60s called the Wailers. I quite like those, the Fabulous Wailers. Not to be confused with Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Which
YouTube does when I sort of search YouTube, it likes to throw me Bob Marley stuff. And no, I'm looking for this like 60s punk band. But those and the Sonics. Have you ever heard of the Sonics?
No. I'm gonna
you need to Google the Wailers and the Sonics.
Got it. Yeah.
And the Cramps. And then you'll get a view of basically I like late 50s, early 60s rockabilly instrumental stuff, and up to mid 60s garage punk. That's what I was into when I was like in my sort of teens and 20s. But I like 60s music and some 80s hardcore punk and that kind of stuff, and Baroque chamber music and jazz.
What got you into like the punk style of music?
Kind of, yeah. The 60s stuff. I listened to the Beatles and the Stones and everything, and I like their more rocky stuff as opposed to their more melodic stuff, and rock and roll, and the garage punk scene in the 60s kind of carried that on, whereas the mainstream stuff was going more towards, mellow, and I liked the more sort of energetic stuff.
You moved to where you are now, right? You live in Belgium, right?
I live in Belgium. Yeah, I moved to Belgium 20 years ago. Yeah.
20 years ago. So you're originally from the UK?
I'm originally from the UK. Yeah. So
they had a pretty cool punk scene in UK.
Oh yeah. I didn't. When that was going on, I was about 10 when that started, and I wasn't really at all into pop music at all at that time. I think the age of 11, it's embarrassing to say that the first single I bought was John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, "You're the One That I Want." Because I was like, I liked rock and roll, and that appeared to be sort of rock and roll appeared to be coming back. So yeah, I was a bit uncool at that age. But yeah, later on, when I was at art college, when I was at school, actually, last year's at school, there were like 2 punk girls at school that were the year above me, and I sort of kind of hung out with them, became friends with them, so I got to know a lot of punk stuff. But that didn't become like my main interest. I still like the 60s stuff, and then I discovered 60s punk kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I was growing up. My dad always listened to Beatles. That was like one of my first introductions into music was the Beatles too. It's amazing how much those guys inspired the world and other musicians. They just have such a big footprint in the music scene, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like the first supergroup kind of thing. Yeah, I was really into the Beatles. I bought the biography of the Beatles, and and I could tell you sort of George Harrison's birth date and all that kind of stuff.
Are you planning on going back to Japan anytime soon?
I would like to go back again this year, but like we were talking about earlier before the show started, it's just a question of getting the funds and getting the overtime. I mean, all previous visits have been overtime that I've saved up, so I've got to get that under my belt before I can even book a flight or anything like that.
Have you ever seen any bands play in Japan while you're there? Any live music?
Well, I have, but not pop at all. It's I became friends with 2 Tsuguru shamisen players, shamisen Kiki. I don't know whether you've heard of them. You may have heard of them from me. Yeah, sort of. They've just done a tour of Australia with, and their friend Norm Nakamura, who's an apprentice of the What's It Brothers. I've forgotten. I've forgotten the name.
Doesn't he have his own YouTube channel too?
Yes, he's a very popular YouTuber.
Tokyo Lens.
Tokyo Lens. That's right. He was on my show, and he's a big friend of theirs. And
I love the way he edits his videos. He does such a great job at his videos.
Yeah, he's quite a dedicated YouTuber. Yeah,
and pretty good at shamisen too.
Yeah, what's it called? The Yoshida brothers. That's right. He's an apprentice now for the Yoshida brothers. That was what motivated him.
No way, for real?
Yeah, that was what motivated him to go back to Japan and live in Japan. And he was being taught by one of them, and now he's an official apprentice of the Yoshida brothers.
Wow!
And
I'm
so
amazed.
he's like his dreams have all come true, kind of thing. But I was. That's the only band like I've seen, the Kiki. I've seen them like 3 times now. I first met them in Ueno Park, where they said they would sometimes just jam in the park. So I met them there and went to lunch with them. And then the year after that, they played for me in a restaurant that they play in. I had a meal there, and they served me the meal. And then at the end of the meal, they played me a tune. That was rather nice. And then the year after that, I saw them in a concert in Shibuya. So that was good too. So they're basically the only people I've seen playing music in Japan.
The only live music I saw while in Japan was just the musicians on the sidewalks playing for everybody, like in Shibuya. You know?
Oh, they're good too. Yeah.
Or real close to the Harajuku station. Like I saw a bunch of people outside that, and they were playing and doing art stuff and other things. But I just love that. I just love seeing musicians and artists out there just promoting themselves, you know.
So I mean, you saw these bands, and you saw K-san presumably. Did you see K-san play music? Did you?
I did not get to go see her play. No, I would love to though. Maybe I might be lucky to be there when she's actually playing the show. Yeah.
So what did you enjoy most about your previous visit?
Oh man, the food, meeting up with her. I met up with Bushido Devil Dog, and he showed me around on how to use the trains, and he took me shopping a couple cool shops and some low key bars. Like that was fun. Having drinks with him and Zach. Meeting up with Hiko Simon. We went and ate food a couple times. He took me and we went to a ramen shop, and we also went and ate burgers, which was pretty cool. I ate a wasabi. What was it? Wasabi mayo burger or something like that.
Oh wow, sounds potent.
It was really good, really good. I've been craving it. I'm gonna try and figure out how to make some wasabi mayo.
Wasabi mayo. I'll clear your tubes.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a bunch of stuff I did. I went to the penis festival in Kawasaki.
Yes, yes, that appears in the advert. Those 3 girls with the daikon radishes.
Yeah, I actually went there. I remember Victor was like, "Hey, you want to go to the penis festivals?" It was the day after the Hanami. Yeah. I'm like, well, why not? I guess I got nothing else to do, so I just went over there and met up with him and Strawberry Mochi and
Liz Kelly.
Akasan was there, and Major G, another YouTuber he's like, I think he lives in Nevada or somewhere like that. But yeah, I just met a bunch of people there and walked around for a bit, and then that was a good fun time. It was pretty interesting watching the shrines with giant penis and everyone just hauling it around through the streets.
Only in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to the end here. So let's just ask you, what are your current plans with your music and with YouTube? Because you were mentioning to me sort of when we were preparing for the show that you've got some ideas, something's happening.
Yes. This year, I'm going to be starting a new YouTube channel, separate from Ty Naka, my channel. My channel I have on YouTube now is just to promote other people using my music. So I just show their videos, showcase it on my channel. But this year I'm going to be opening up, because I just opened up my new studio, which I'm in right now. I just got it all set up, built a new desk and recording equipment, got my guitars hanging on the walls. And so this year I'm going to be starting a cover channel where I'm going to be showcasing local bands.
All right. And so you'll be going out to gigs and film and videoing them and that kind of thing?
Yes. Well, I'm going to go out to gigs and meet other bands, watch what they're doing, and then invite them back to my studio, record and play a live song, and then edit it and put it on YouTube. Yeah.
So, I mean, have you actually sort of created the channel yet? Can we have a link, or is it still yet to be done?
Still yet to be done, because there's a couple things. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm trying to get a team of people together. I need a couple people to help with video editing and sound setups and stuff, because this kind of project, I don't want to do it half-assed. I want to come in and do it where the sound quality is good, the video quality is good. I want it to feel like it was meant to be something, not just some, thrown together mess. So, and I'm also trying to think of a good channel name. So,
yeah. Anybody in the audience? Bushido, Robert, Light's just gone. Bye, Light.
See you, Light.
Tomo, Mashu, if you're still there. Anybody watching afterwards, all Ty's friends who religiously watched my advert and gave it more views than any live show I've ever had. Almost.
That was a freaking awesome advert, though. I would have to say. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, man, you made me look a lot cooler than I am.
Oh, there you are.
I was like, shit. I'm like, good thing I didn't do that, because it would have been like the boringness.
I don't know, skydiving and everything. That's not boring. Yeah.
No, I try to live a fun life. You know, I try to do as much as I can.
Sergeant
Experience
Bilko
as
here.
much as I can.
Hi, Sergeant Bilko.
Yay, Sergeant.
Hurrah! There we go. That's my Sergeant Bilko impression. So yeah, so this channel. I mean, where can we? I mean, I'll probably put links to what can I put links to when this gets uploaded? What's my best option for directing people to you?
Link to my Twitter account, because you can DM me for my music. If there's intro tracks or outro tracks you're trying to get done, more than welcome to work with you on prices. You know, it depends on how long the video or the song is or track. But yeah, just go to Ty Naka at Twitter. You know,
I'll put a link in the description once this is uploaded, and also in the end cards and all that business. So yes. Yeah. And should I put your Ty Naka channel in as well?
Yes, please do, because I want people to go check out how other people are using my music in their videos and see if it's something they're actually looking for, that style. I'm up to playing or making any kind of style, genre of song you need, electronic, hip hop, you know, so whatever.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, if Sophie, I mean, if Shivers is watching, she can attest to the fact that you're extremely good at that.
Yeah, Shivers. Yeah, shout out to Shivers in Japan. Shout out to Bushido Devil Dog and Phoenix 787 and all those people that use my music. Much appreciated, guys. And if you guys need anything else, just get a hold of me.
Now, I mean, you're quite popular in Japan, obviously, with the Jvlog community, and you've been there and you enjoyed the food and the whole scene. Would it be somewhere you would consider moving to, or are you quite happy in the States?
That's a hard question. Well, my roots lie here in Michigan. I love Michigan. I love the weather, like the changes of season. But I'd love to have just like a vacation house in Japan, like where I can go there for like a whole month out of the year and just be there, you know. So I don't think I could ever live full time in Japan, but I would definitely visit as much as I can.
Yes, I would like to do that. I would go in spring and autumn and a little bit of winter, and then I could leave the rest.
Did you go in the summertime?
I've not been in the summer. I've not. I always go to England
in the summer. They're like, it's way too humid. Don't come in the summertime. I don't know.
I mean, you got maybe once just to experience it. I mean, just to sort of see whether it is as bad as they say it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely be back there again soon. I'm definitely gonna save up money. Go visit. Hopefully next year, springtime. If not, this fall. If work picks up and I slam out some good sized jobs, then who knows? I might just pop up out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, I'm here." Yeah.
Robert says he went to Florida in August, and that was hot with capital letters. Yeah. But yes, yes. If you're from Florida, then Japan is a breeze, I suppose. But if you're from up north,
the way some foreigners explain Japan in the summertime, they're like, it's more humid than the freaking Amazon. I'm like, that's got to be humid, man. I just go to the beach, go to one of the beach parties that Zach throws.
Oh yeah. I remember one of those. Yeah, Kaz was there as well.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, and I definitely want to go hiking and camping and all that good stuff with Bushido Devil Dog. That's definitely one of my top of the list things that I need to do.
Plug Ty Naka's SoundCloud channel.
Yes.
Yeah, that I'll probably I'll try and get a link to that in the descriptions and everything.
Yes, please. Yeah. That'd be great. Great idea, Sergeant.
Yeah. Well, I think we've more or less covered everything at the moment. If there's anybody in the audience that wants to ask a question, I mean, I should have done that earlier, of course. I'm a bad host.
Hey, Hiko.
Is Hiko here? Oh, right. Yeah. Hey, Hiko. Have you been lurking, or have you just arrived? We're wrapping up. We can stay a bit longer. If you have any questions for Ty, we can keep it going. Yeah, we were talking earlier about sort of our experiences in Japan and hanging out with you and so on. Yes, dad stuff. Yeah, dad stuff.
Yeah, I definitely would like to come back on once I get my channel back, or the channel up and running, to promote it. Simon, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, Robert just suggested Hiko could join and do an outro. Have you got your corgi? What do you call corgi thingy with you, Hiko? I could pop you a link, and you could do me an outro.
Outro.
When are you coming back to Japan? We were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah. I was hoping it would have been this spring for the Hanami, but work wasn't going through too well, so I'm most likely going to be visiting next year. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find Hiko's messenger.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love to visit Japan for Halloween though, and go to Shibuya during Halloween. I think that'd be so much fun.
Would you dress up as a dinosaur again?
I'm gonna have a rematch because it was a dance battle show. I'm definitely gonna dress up in the dinosaur outfit and jam out some tunes.
I've just messaged you on Messenger, Hiko. I don't know whether you'll see it.
It says, "Do what your mom says." Outro with my guitar.
Oh well. Oh, that's also good.
Well, let me see here. I gotta put these down for a minute.
I should have thought of that. Thank you, Hiko. Good idea.
I don't know how good this is gonna sound. Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
Is it loud?
That was perfect. I should shut up and let you carry on.
I would sing, but it's a little early for singing. Didn't warm up the voice.
And with that, I would like to thank everybody for joining us. I'm doing my outro voice as Hiko. And thank you very much, Ty Nakamura, for joining us on the show this week.
Appreciate it.
Once your channel has been sort of established, you're very welcome to come back on again. It's very early for Ty. I'm a very demanding host. And next week on the show, we should be eating. My guest will be a young lady who eats a lot, mukbang stuff, that kind of thing, from Tokyo. And she'll be joining me next week. So you'll see that, and I shall try and keep up. But for now, thank you for joining. And thank you, Ty. And
thank you, Simon. I appreciate it.
And thank you, everybody, for joining the show. And I shall see you all next week, hopefully. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.